you're an independent politically, which is, I think, amazing. Um, Wonder if that could ever happen in the United States of America myself, but we'll see if that ever happens. Obviously, you were born in Maryland, but back to the topic, how do you keep diplomacy with so many other countries? Because, like you said, you are one voting share, just like China, when you come to United Nations. And on top of that, not only are there a lot of other oceanic islands, even though you got to get on a plane or a ship to get there, but there's so many islands beyond from Australia or New Zealand or Japan or all the way up to Korea or Guam, a U.S. territory. But how do you just keep diplomacy with everybody and try to get along? Even though at times it might be tough, how do you try to get along?
Well, like any relationship, it's all about communication. You have to be able to have dialogue. You have to be able to build coalitions, share share ideas, so that you understand the challenges that we all face, and then we try to combat them. Whether it's when it was getting through COVID, I mean, it was sharing information about getting the best practices so that we can ensure that our people are protected. When it comes to climate change or our challenge with the environment, how do we end plastic pollution? How do we reduce our dependence on fossil fuels? Because we realize the impacts of these, and this is now, we believe more than ever, for small islands, we need what we call multilateralism. We need to be able to work with each other, be able to share our challenges, and try to work together to find solutions. That's why conferences like the UN Oceans Conference are important. I was there. I met with a young man who's trying to clean up the garbage patch that's off the coast of California. And then the other thing he shared with me is he wasn't only doing that, he was setting up devices in the rivers in Indonesia and the Philippines to catch the plastic before it gets into the ocean, so it doesn't end up on our shores. So these are why we can't live in silos. Palau doing its part is not going to make a difference. We need all of us working together. So the opportunity to go to the UNGA in New York every September, that's the opportunity with other leaders. Of course, make your statements. There's COP, there's the UN Oceans Conference, there's the World Health Organization. These are all different organizations that we work with to promote those values that we share. And Palau being, of course, where we're close to the United States. But I'll just give you, since the beginning of the year, I've been to Australia 4 times. I've been to Japan 4 times. Of course, the United States, Europe. So we got to travel. We got to visit people. We got to talk about issues. And the other thing I do is I try to promote and bring tourists to Palau. So I've been flying to Australia and Japan, whether it's attending World Expo or a smart energy conference. I always take the opportunity to say, please come and visit us. The exciting news is one of the things we worked with Japan is beginning flights from Narita, Tokyo, direct to Palau. And we have direct flights from Guam, from the Philippines, from Hong Kong, from Macau, from Taipei, and from Australia, but we really need Japan. And the good news is that United has agreed now that in October of this year, they'll have 2 direct flights from Narita to Palau, which will make it even easier to come from the United States, because there'll be one stop. You can come from those major United hubs: Denver, Chicago, Washington, D.C., LA, San Francisco, Houston, straight into Tokyo, connect on a flight onto Palau. So it'll make it even easier for you to come.